What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today, and welcome to round 1 and round 2 of the can you call it 2025? I don't know if you can really. 2024 Arenacross Championship. Now, this is actually a Motocross the Game collaboration. So the boys behind Motocross the Game, as we know, if you've been keeping up with the news, in real life they are collaborating with the AMA Arenacross. So as soon as the game releases next year, it will also release with all of the Arenacross tracks, and there will be events hosted on them. Now, they thought it would be a good idea to also get that put into MX Bikes as well. So whilst I don't think there is one person responsible for making this track, it's more of a team effort. I see some big question banners, and I also see some big Mr. Air Wheelie Only banners, which, as you know, is checkers and question combined. So massive shout out to anyone working on this. This track is meant to release today. The exact time might be a couple of hours from when you see this video go live. I have been blessed and privileged to cover it a little bit early, which is very, very exciting stuff. Now, I am probably going to do this on both a 450 and 250, which is something that I don't usually do. So I'll spend a couple laps of each just to see how the line choices and stuff differ. And in terms of Arenacross, it's so much bigger than like the UK Arenacross is. Like, it's insane. This could be Supercross in the UK. It looks really, really cool. I love the stadium as well. Custom little stadium here. I'm guessing that it is a replica of the Reno Stadium in real life. And we're just going to see how it goes. I can see there's some very OP lines dotted around. Where was it? Oh, no. Oh, okay. No, so there is two track layouts. So very, very minute changes. If I put my camera in this corner of the track right here, and then with the power of editing, you will be able to see the same corner from the second night's track as well. So I was actually quite confused at first. I thought the track layouts were the exact same from what I could see, but it looks like this section here and this one here have mixed up. So the section in which Vince Freezy cross jumps someone, then dives to the inside of someone, then rides off the track at the same time, that's the section that's changed. So what I'll do is I'll do 450 on track 1, I'll do 250 on track 2, and I think that would be the best way of going about it as well. So strap in, grab yourself something to eat, a nice little snack, a little beverage of your choosing, and I hope you enjoy the video. So I don't think it's any secret that I really enjoy Arenacross. Just absolutely, I love it, generally. I feel like it's one of the best forms of racing. It's always the most action-packed as well. And being blessed last year to kind of go and watch my first UK Arenacross event, kind of behind the scenes, thank you to the AJP boys, was a real blessing. I really, really did enjoy it, and hopefully we can do more of the same for this/next year's one as well. And I really do like Arenacross in game. So as you know, I've been making Moto 101 for the last couple of months now, and it has a replica of the UK Arenacross round 1 attached to it, and I kind of spend more time just running laps of that than the main track itself these days. Of course, it helps that that's where it spawns you in by default, but really, really good fun, really enjoyable. So we're going to see how this track translates over as well. I'm hoping that it feels nice. In terms of like spacing and size right now, it does feel on the bigger side, doesn't feel quite as tight as a normal Arenacross track would be. But then, of course, in America, everything's bigger in America, isn't it? So you've got more room to work around with. I have actually been really enjoying this Fantic for indoors stuff recently. I'm really, really enjoying it. And I don't think you'll find as much success with it outdoors because it just hasn't quite got the speed of the Austrian bikes. But for indoors, if you can just maintain your momentum around the 90s and the 180s, you should be in for like a really, really good time. Been really enjoying it. Oh, go on, get that. That step onto that table was a little bit of a stretch, and then would go triple, single out. I'm liking the kind of peakiness of the jump faces and landings. It really forces you to be quite precise, to be honest, which you don't have to do a lot of the time. You can, especially with these most recent OEM bikes, they're very, very forgiving. So there's not a whole lot of penalty for really coming up short on jumps or anything like that. And I'm going to be interested to see if there's any sort of like line variation. I know in the long rhythm section that we're about to come up to, I want to try tripling in rather than just doubling in. The whoops seem to be a little bit beat up, but you can kind of scumbag your way through the lower sections of it and have an easier time. So if I could swing out wide a little bit, we triple in. Oh, that's a big stretch. Then I guess you'd go step over, and then you jump from here and probably downside here, and then double out. That will be a very satisfying section to get clean. You can go double, double. I keep missing this inside rut as well. There's a little bit of line differentiation here. So you can kind of ride the inside. It's more of a lump than a rut, I would say. I don't think you're going to be absolutely blitzing the inside anytime soon, but then it could definitely make the section more equal to each other. You know, scrub up and over this bad boy. In MX bikes in general, Supercross is my more favourite discipline. Indoor stuff in general, but the issue with the game and the netcode and how it all works these days, it doesn't really lead to the best of racing. You can't rub shoulders with people too often. So I'm hoping with Motocross the game coming next year at some point, I'm hoping that a lot of these features that the MX bikes community have wanted and been asking for years and years and years at this point can get addressed, and they are just levels above. That's what I'm hoping. I like to use the term you can only polish a turd so much, and with bikes it's kind of like patchwork and trying to do the best that you can on a broken system, whereas I feel like with Motocross the game, when you then start with a brand spanking new system, like all bells or whistles, like on a better engine and stuff, I feel like there's less limitations on what you can accomplish. So I'm hopeful for it. I really am. I think it'll be good. Don't. Oh, if you reckon you go triple quad there, that would be a big boy hug. I mean, I don't know. That's a lot of extra space to gain. I'll be honest. Let's kind of stretch this out from the inside. Lovely. Thing with Arenacross as well is if there was someone going outside in this corner, you could just be an absolute. You could be a menace, let's say, and just dive to the inside of people and like run them high. And that's the issue with netcode as well. Sometimes you kind of in the hands of what the game wants, even if you've kind of got equal ping to each other. Sometimes the collisions can be a little bit on the funky side, so you don't quite get to survive. Or no, I don't know if that triple quad's doable, but definitely triple something will be quite good. I think that's got to be faster than double into the section. I think that right side there where you triple the whole thing and then go to the inside is faster here also, especially on the 450. We'll see if you can do it on the 250 on the other track, but tripling that super triple from the inside is huge. That'll gain you a whole bunch of time. And I also need to mention, I probably should have done this at the start of the video, hopefully enough people are still tuned in at this point. Whilst there's not an official race series on MX bikes for these tracks, to my knowledge, unless someone wants to step up and host them, there is going to be some sort of competition. Now, it's no good for me, because I'm not that guy anymore, but for your people like your Brados, your Cams, your Ratzes, your Skills, your Tyler J's, all of them very, very fast qualifying lap guys, there's a hot lap challenge coming for these tracks, which also involve real-life prizes. So if people didn't need a reason to grind before and were still grinding for hot laps, now they have a reason to do it and should be grinding even harder than ever. And I think that's very, very cool. I'm hoping the timing gates are nice and strict, because if there's any scumbaggery, like low lines off the track and stuff, I want to see it. Hopefully they make some sort of requirement of having to record it, and then people doing the due diligence. It's a bit of a tongue twister on it as well. I offer myself as tribute. We all know that I'm a bit of a stickler for the rules. If they want to get me reviewing people's VODs to make sure there's no scumbaggery or weird lines going on, sign me up. I'm all for it. That's definitely a job I can do, rather than trying to get the fastest lap times around these places. I just can't do it anymore. I'm an old boy, you know, can't keep up with the young whippersnappers. I'm much happier just riding around the track rather than trying to set absolute burners. So, for example, I've got a 40.6 right now. If I had to throw a guess out as to what I think the 450 time will be on this track 1 by the end of all that, or by whenever the end date is, exactly like there, you can triple from the inside if you get it right, I would guess you're going to be looking at like 37s, high 37s, I reckon. So about 3 seconds quicker than what I'm doing right now. So I haven't had a clean lap at all at the moment, and you can see I'm still 0.7 up on my time. So it's all about just getting those perfectly clean laps, finding the right line choices. I mean, I went a second quicker there. I'm definitely going to get people like wheeling through the entire whoop section. That I didn't expect that to go that well. I gained 0.2, but I was going so fast I couldn't stop for the corner afterwards. You get people tripling in from the inside, step over there. Let me check up. Can I then triple into the corner? I can. Okay. Can I triple out of here as well? Oh, that's a bit of a stretch. You might need to go outside for that. Then I don't know if you'd want to be singling into the corner after that. That could slow you down. There's a lot to think about when it comes to the line choices around here and getting those heaters. But a really solid, enjoyable track. Flows really, really nicely. And I like how it's a bit of a weird thing to pick up on. there's definitely a Lin's-tism thing. I like how crisp the sides of the track are. So from where we go from white paint transition to slope off the side of the track, I like how kind of like sharp and crispy and like that's just perfect is the right word for it. I like it. I really, really like it a lot. I hate myself for even picking up on stuff like that, but I do really, really enjoy it. So there you go. There's track number 1 showed off. Track number 2 is very similar, other than those 2 sections, I believe. There could be a difference in the long rhythm as well. We shall see. But I'm going to ride it on a 250, and we'll see how that goes. So again, power of editing. Let's go to track number 2. Now, if you boys are willing to do so, I'm more than happy to start a bit as well, where I may drink this undisclosed energy drink that has no discernible logo, but everybody knows what it is. Day 1 of getting them to sponsor me, since I literally have one every single morning. So, sponsor me, undisclosed energy drink. Other energy drinks are available. So this is the second night, and as you see, we're on a 250 now. Now, this corner right here, as you can tell from the little bit of like tyre tread on the inside, is where there was a split before. So you went inside, roll double, or I apologise for punching you, I just hit the mic. Or you go outside, triple, and then inside on the next corner. We don't have that now. So we have to, I guess we just triple the whole thing, and then on that section to the left there, cool stoppy, accidental, that looks very outside dominant. I don't see a world where you wouldn't want to go outside and then just triple all the way into the corner. But we shall see. I'm on a 250. I'm on the Yami, the 2024 Yami 250 to be exact, and I've been actually really enjoying the 250 bikes on this game recently. I don't think I'd ever, I don't even know if I'd be allowed to drop down. Is there any ruling on points and stuff? I don't think so. I don't think that's a thing in MX bikes yet. Another cool motocross the game topic, sorry to make it all about that, is that I believe there is a full licensing system and you have to work your way up. Oh, okay, no, there is quite a few different changes on this track. Just when I was flying around in the replay camera, I didn't really notice them too much. I'm just going to throw it out there before, so I can get my excuses out of the way early for when I inevitably go incredibly slow around here. I am on a completely stock Yami 250. There is no suspension on this bad boy. So you saw my front end dropping the whoops on lap 1. You saw just the way the bike's handling some of the harder impacts. It's not cut out for suspension at all. So hopefully I can still do it a little bit of justice, but 250 Supercross suspension is not something that I have on my list of setups, let's say. So this, I want to see, do you reckon we could get like a naughty tyre tap? Oh, God, that's a big old stretch. Oh, my goodness. I don't know if it's properly tyre tappable. I think you might have to be more of a roll double. I'm going to try it one more time, just for the culture. Hang on. Tyre tap. Oh, no, front flip. No, rest in peace. It very well may be tyre tappable on a 450, but the old 250, no sorry, not happening. Not today, at least. So I think maybe outside and then doubling in or fully tripling in might be the way to go. I like, you have to put a lot more, let's say, effort's not the right word, because 450s present their own challenges in this game. You have to maneuver the bike around a bit more on the 250s to get them to work for you. You can do the same thing on the 4s to search for those extra tenths, but on the 450 a lot of time you can chill out a bit more, and it's more so getting the right speed rather than getting all of the speed that you need on the 250. So that, I guess in a way that kind of makes them a bit more fun, the 250s, because you're doing more maybe. But then I guess at the same time it can also be a bit more tiring, like constantly having to go 100 mile an hour all the time everywhere to get over the jumps you want to get over. Can probably be quite a stressful thing. And then when you've also got a lobby full of 20, 30 other people also going 100 mile an hour to get everything out of it that they can, it really, I found that the 250 classes racing gets a lot more aggressive than the 450s. I will pop down into a 250 race every now and then and just feel like I'm getting bullied around the track, and then go back to the 450s and it's just like, no, after you, sir. No, after you. And I also think there's a difference in age of the riders in the groups as well. 450 seems to be a bit more of like the older boys, the vets that have been around for a very long time, and then 250s is where the up-and-coming youngsters kind of work their way through first, which is very understandable. I mean, that's just kind of how it is in real life as well, and I'm all for it, but I don't know if I can hack the racing on the 250 bikes anymore. It's just so much more intense. But outside of the competition side of things, just playing the game, I have been enjoying the 250s a lot recently. Maybe it's because I haven't been vibing with the traction as much recently on the 450 bikes. just been in a bit of a, let's say, an MX bike slump with how I've been playing. But for the 250 side of things, obviously they're grippier. That means they're probably a bit more enjoyable for the vast majority of the community. So maybe, I mean, if you have been struggling with the big bikes recently, give the 250s a go and see how you feel on those. In terms of the actual power, they're not a million miles away. They've definitely been, the 450s and 250s definitely got brought closer together with the recent bikes that we've had. But there is obviously still some gaps in there. It's not, you won't be hitting any big boy quads or anything on the 250 bikes at all. But they both seem to be getting around these tracks pretty decently, other than this whoop section. I cannot get through the whoops at all, but again, that is, oh god, that is a setup thing. That is not the bike's fault, unfortunately. That is a big skill issue on my behalf. So like there, I changed down into second gear, kind of use as much of the revs as possible, tried to preload as much as I can, not the limited amount that you can do in this game, and we managed to step onto the table in the middle, which is quite satisfying. Even kind of tripling this triple here from the inside still on the 250s, so it's not too much of a big deal. Time-wise, lap time-wise, you are looking at very, very similar lap times for both tracks, but the actual floor plan of the track, so the length of the track, is exactly the same across both nights. It's purely just a couple of minor tweaks, so like the start of this rhythm section is slightly different, and then also the two sections after this are slightly different as well. Oh, I quite like how you have to be in the right gear at all times as well. 450, you can kind of second, third, fourth, doesn't matter too much, you can kind of just sort of whop up and over. But on this, in that rhythm section there, I have to get the bike into second to stay high in the RPM as much as I can to get the oomph to get up and over onto the table. Whereas that lap, I was accidentally in third and the bike didn't go anywhere. So you do have to be very, very precise. Also finding, if I kind of stay more central on the bike rather than trying to lean off the back of it through those whoops, it seems to track through it a lot better. And let's try inside again. So we go on here, step over. Oh god, that is a hell of a stretch. And then double the way out. That could be quicker. I mean, I'm 0.7 up on my time right now. It doesn't feel like I'm on a burner at all, but we'll keep going over the triple. Oh god. Got to time your gear shifts right as well, so I went from second to third there, and it's just little things like that lose you like a tenth of a second, maybe a little bit less to be fair. I don't think it's quite that extreme, but and again, there will be hot lap challenges on both of these tracks. Those details are to come, to my knowledge. I don't have all of the information on like time frame and things like that just yet, so keep an eye out for that. I'll definitely post about it at some point. Make sure you follow me on the gram as well. I've been trying to keep up to date with just motocross gaming news in general recently, and just trying to post stuff so people have a place to look at it all. So whether that's Motocross the game, whether it's Motocross Chasing the Dream, not too much MX bike stuff these days to be fair, because there's not much in the way of developments at all, but just a nice place to keep you updated on what's going on. Even post a little bit of real life stuff now and then. For example, I went to the store the other day, and we was doing like our first Christmas decoration shop ever, me and Linda together, because it's our first Christmas with living together. So we got a tree, got like baubles, ornaments, all that good stuff, and I found the most horrendous bauble, which was literally just a Santa sat in a gaming chair with a controller, and she didn't hesitate to say, "Look, it's you." So I posted a picture of it on the gram, saying really upset that they use my likeness without asking for permission, blah blah blah. So if you want to see some of that, at LinzMX on Instagram. So again, going back to the start of this video, it's more of a Motocross the Game collaboration than an individual track creators collaboration for this, but very, very cool and exciting to get more real-life replica tracks in the game. So to all of the MTG boys, thank you for still doing stuff for MX bikes as well and not letting it just fade into obscurity. I do appreciate it. And to all of you watching this video, I hope you enjoy it. And again, keep your eyes and ears peeled for that hot lap challenge. If you fancy yourself for a little bit of hot lapping on a track like this, which is definitely on the easier side for the general player rather than like a longer Supercross track, this could be your time to shine. And who knows, you might win yourself some juicy merchandise as well. And if it's real life prizes involved with the MTG boys, with the collaborations that they've got at the moment, I feel like you're going to be in for some good stuff. Mostly looking across, seeing like race tech signs and things like that. you might be in for a nice surprise. But that's going to wrap it up for me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, all that lovely stuff. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.
Lynn's in the zone, never backing down. Riding MX bikes, he's the talk of the town. 2022 champ with a YouTube crown. His game is tight, no signs of slowing down. Late nights, bright lights, he's chasing that fame in the digital arena. Writing his name, she's a 10 out of 10. Supporting his lane, hairline might receive, but his passion's the same.